Greetings, this is Almendorius, and I am taking out, for the first time ever, a Japanese carrier. Now, in closed beta, I went quite far up the American carrier line, all the way up to the Tier 7 Ranger. This will be my first time in Hosho. Now, I will be honest, I didn't particularly like what they did to the carriers in one of the patches. They kind of... Well, sorry, when it was basically when the Japanese carriers were released.
Group 3 ready. Group 4
They...
ready for takeoff.
I don't know, nerfed them in a bad way.
Group 2 maintaining present course.
I think you should, when it comes to carriers, I think you should be able to select what kind of planes you want to load out. And...
Group 3 airborne.
As in squadron for squadron, and how many of each type of plane you want on your ship in its hangar. And,
maintaining present course.
let me just have a look around here for a sec. There I am. Whee! Look at me! Anyway, how many of each type of craft you want in your hangar. Or even, yeah, regulate them to standard loadouts, but the major problem I have with carriers is that one tier difference in the carriers can spell doom for your aircraft, simply because later tier carriers get better aircraft. Now, some people are thinking, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, that's not how it was in World War II. The carriers were usually equipped with usually the most modern versions of the aircraft, or at least something, you know, like, at least comparable. But, these ones aren't. Now, gonna go after the torpedo bombers there. Now, what do we have here? South Carolina. Aha.
Group 4 standing by for instructions. Over. Group 3 awaiting instructions.
Now what?
Group 2 taking fire. Group 3 engaging enemy. Group 2 standing by for instructions. Over. Group
Now,
3 returning to ship.
This, what the heck happened there with my number 4?
Group 4 approaching target.
Holy crap, did they really widen those that much?
Group 4 returning. Group 4 taking fire.
I got one torpedo hit. Gonna lose one of my torpedo bombers.
Group 4 destroyed.
He's chasing after my other torpedo squadron. Oh no, that's friendly, but my fighters are closing in. They'll hopefully be able to do something. Except my fighters are incredibly slow. Oh my. Now, some of them are probably wondering why I haven't launched my quote-unquote new squadron of bombers. Well, the fact of the matter is that I want to wait until I can launch both at the same time to inflict maximum damage. Last time down there, I don't know what the heck happened there, but it should have been... both squadrons should have closed in and been able to inflict damage, but... I don't know. I wasn't really watching. Alright, number 3 is loading on. First window. Interesting.
Group 3, ready for takeoff.
Okay, what the heck? Okay, launching 3 and 4. Deploying them here. Gonna use my fighters as a screen against their fighters.
Instructions.
What kind of cruiser do we have down here? St. Louis, okay. Battleship, North South Carolina. That cruiser's smart enough to get the hell out of Dodge. You know, I haven't seen a lot of activity from the Japanese carrier. Okay, I'm gonna start turning the other way. Lost a battleship and a cruiser. They are outperforming us. Alright. Good. Got their torpedoes launched.
Group 2, we're under attack. Group 3, losing target. Group 4, returning to ship. Group 2, target destroyed.
Oh, two more hits. And I might finish this guy off. Yes!
Battleship destroyed.
I'm gonna start cruising back the other way. Carrier gameplay really isn't overly exciting a lot of the times. That's one thing you gotta set yourself in mind, but it's a lot more strategic thinking. Now, most carrier players are looking at me right now going, why didn't you do manual drops? Well, I don't know, like, I didn't feel I had to in that situation. Now, I noticed something different there. In the closed beta, auto-drop torpedoes were kind of interesting in that they spread out a lot. Now you'll get to see the difference between American airplanes and Japanese ones. Despite going in on even odds there, his planes are shooting mine down like crazy. Now, granted, he has support. Oh, I'm winning now. Oh, no, we're even. No. I lost, but in the end, it really wasn't, because I actually almost had him. That surprised me, because normally the American planes are so much better than the Japanese ones for fighters.
Group 3, ready for takeoff.
No more spare fighters, rather. But anyway, going back to the comment on the relative calm flow.
Group 3 airborne.
of carrier gameplay. It doesn't always end up that way. It is a very strategic play. You really have to think about what you're doing. You can't just fly in and attack. Now, I was concentrating hard on battleships because I'm re-getting used to how planes work. But also, the way you have to think about it too is the battleships are worth a lot more than the other ships in game modes where points matter. So, and usually, well, later tier ones have pretty bristling anti-air fire, but early on, they are very much fair game. Getting all my planes to meet up and start swinging south. See, one of the good things about carrier gameplay is you can spend a lot more time watching the map and figuring out where you want to deploy your forces. It also gives you a good situational awareness of what's going on. I mean, there are going to be times where you're going to say, yeah, my team's boned because blah 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 blah. But at the same time, it allows you to try to nip things in the bud. Unfortunately, sometimes there is just no cure.
Group 2, standing by for instructions. Over.
Okay, I have to be really careful here.
Group 3, standing by for instructions. Over.
Got my fighters going to try to tie up his fighters, and I got my torpedo bombers closing in on that ship, which is a Mayogi. Ah, see? He's noticed. Trying to tie up his fighters. Outnumbered, outgunned. But as long as my fighters are on him, he can't stop what's coming.
4, engaging enemy.
Now, there. Right there.
Group 4, returning to ship.
Mayogi, the captain of the Mayogi. Uh-oh, I hit the Windows button. Damn it. There we go. The captain of the Mayogi saw the torpedoes coming. That's Sele Mark 00. Saw the torpedoes coming and turned his nose into him. That's what I've been trying to tell people. That is how you dodge torpedoes. I'm going to compliment him. I believe giving credit where credit's due. But he turned his ship. He saw the planes were coming. He had situational awareness. He turned his nose into them. Meanwhile, I was too busy looking at the fighters to try to compensate. Vindication right on the screen. I love it. Of course, some people argue that my attack was fairly straight on rather than doing a grid pattern. But I think it was justified in that situation to make that attempt. Group 3 is back, and Group 4 is back. One of my most memorable moments in the closed beta was playing as Independence-class carrier. And of all things, my team was basically gone. I saw the Congo coming. I knew I couldn't outrun him in an Independence, or any carrier for that matter. So what'd I do? Ramming speed. Now I didn't kill him, but he was at near full health when I hit him, and I dropped him by about a third. It was fantastic. Gotta go for a max turn here. I love the way carriers turn. Look at the way that moves. Beautiful. Now, he chased them all the way back there, so with... Oh. The enemy carrier... No, there's still one left. Try to end this carrier, this cruiser, because he's going to try to keep resetting the cap. Let's do it to it.
Group 3 engaging enemy. Group 4, we're under attack. Group 4 approaching target.
No. Aww. Damn it. That's all because the Group 4 there didn't come in when I wanted it to. Oh well. Like I say, it's been a while. Also, again, the torpedoes don't curve, they go straight. I don't know if that's a Japanese feature or if that's what they do now. Oh. Still turning? No, I'm not. Trying to get down and get some cap points going here. Well said, Iron Fang. I would too.
Ready for takeoff.
And what I say here is the truth. I know a lot of people, when they do the recordings, actually pre-record a game and then fit their narrative to it. That is a 1 hour. Hey, me. Nice, well said. But I prefer doing it this way because then I think it's a little more genuine. Yeah, Jingles and all those guys give much better reviews, and that's fine. But I'm hoping that amidst the long, tedious pauses and boredom, that at least I entertain you somewhat. Anyway, match is almost over. I didn't do a lot, but meh, you never know. Let's see what I did here. 1830, yeah. I used to do a lot better than that. Oh well, this has been Alamodorius. Thank you for watching.